Do you believe the lives that were once killed will come back to claim every drop of blood? A rich butcher in the region overnight suddenly lived a life worse than death. Not a ghost, not a demon, but karma arriving at the right time, knocking on the right door, and leaving no one behind. In the village of Doi Gai, there was a butcher named Hung Mo Thep. He was famous for killing without mercy, often beating animals before killing them, selling meat at a high price but always mixed with dirt, abusing his old mother, treating her like a burden. The villagers were all afraid, but did not dare to speak out, because Hung was as ferocious as a wild animal. One day, when leading the buffalo to the slaughterhouse, the buffalo knelt down, its eyes filled with tears as it looked at Hung as if begging, but he just smiled and said, "You were born to die under my knife." He swung the hammer down. The buffalo's mournful cry sent a chill down the entire slaughterhouse's spine. That night, Hung's mother coughed continuously. She advised him, "You have done a lot of bad karma. Heaven and earth are watching." Hung shouted, "You take care of your own business. I just need to live well." No one knew that from that very moment, karma had started to move. After a few years, Hung became the richest man in the area. His slaughterhouse expanded into 3 rows, killing no less than a few dozen animals every day. He bragged to the whole village, "I get fat with every animal I kill. How can karma punish me?" Only his mother knew every time Hung slaughtered, his eyes became colder, as if the fire in the slaughterhouse had burned away all the human inside. One hot afternoon, the slaughterhouse was crowded. Hung was sharpening his knife when a villager brought in a big, strong, shaggy black pig with a strange look in its eyes, not panicked, but cold and understanding. The pig seller said in a trembling voice, "This one is very stubborn. It hasn't eaten or drank for 3 days. It just keeps looking towards the cemetery." Hung laughed mockingly. "Did you bring a ghost here to scare me? It's over once it's in my hands." When it was brought into the pen, the black pig suddenly turned its head, using its bloodshot eyes to look straight at Hung, a look full of resentment, as if it had been waiting for him for a long time. That same night, it broke the pen, charging straight towards Hung with unimaginable speed. It did not attack anyone in the slaughterhouse. Even though many people were standing around, it only focused all its strength on one person, Hung. The impact was so strong that Hung fell down, rocks and dirt flying everywhere. Everyone panicked and rushed to hold the pig. But what made everyone shudder was the pig was tied up but still turned its head. Its eyes were red and looked at Hung. Its teeth were grinding, as if it wanted to bite him to pieces. No one could explain. From that night, Hung could not sleep. He saw a herd of cows hanging in the air. The sound of buffalo crying was muffled by the rain. Pigs were running around him, blood dripping. And the black pig stood still in the dark corner, its red eyes burning at him. Hung woke up in the middle of the night, sweat drenching his back. His wife hugged him. "Did you have another nightmare?" Hung snapped, "Nothing, I just didn't sleep well." But the next morning, he looked at his face in the mirror and was startled. His eyes were sunken, his expression was haggard, like someone whose life force had been sucked out. Wife advised, "Why don't we close the furnace for a few days? I don't think you're okay." Hung slammed his hand on the table. "No, the more afraid I am, the more I have to kill. Let's see which karma dares to touch me." The slaughterhouse was back in operation, but since the black pig appeared, something had changed. The knife Hung was holding often slipped from his hand. Every time he was about to slaughter, he trembled abnormally. Every animal in his hands was more panicked than before, screaming violently. The barn at night made strange noises, like footsteps running around. Many hired workers quit their jobs out of fear. The villagers began to gossip. Hung is being followed by karma. No animal cries before dying as loudly as in his slaughterhouse. Hung heard this and became angry. You just wait and see. I will become richer and healthier. He did not know that Karma was no longer in the slaughterhouse, but had entered the house where he lived. Late one night, Hung went to the backyard to wash his knife. The moonlight shone down dimly. Suddenly, he heard a soft hissing sound behind him. Hung turned around. No one was there. He was about to enter the house when he suddenly stopped. Under the tree, a four-legged black shadow was standing still, heading towards him. It didn't move, just looked. Its eyes were dark red, just like the eyes of the black pig in the afternoon. The knife in Hung's hand fell to the ground, making a cold keng sound. That night, a fierce storm arose. The rain beat down on the slaughterhouse's corrugated iron roof, as if it were tearing the sky apart. Hung sat alone, drinking wine in the old house. He tried to ignore it, even though his heart felt as heavy as a rock. The thunder boomed loudly. Then suddenly, a white lightning bolt struck straight down into the slaughterhouse. The corrugated iron roof blew off, the wooden pillars collapsed, and the barns cracked open. Someone shouted in the night. Lightning struck Hung's furnace. Or was it a warning strike from the heavens? Hung heard it and jumped up, running out into the rain. In the flickering lightning, Hung saw, right in the middle of the ruined slaughterhouse yard, a black buffalo was standing still. Its body was soaked with rainwater, but it did not tremble. Most special, its eyes were as bright as two embers, looking at Hung without blinking. Hung stepped back, his hands trembling. "No, you're dead. I killed you." The buffalo's eyes were even brighter, as if filled with 1,000 resentments. The wind blew hard. The rain splashed on Hung's face. In that moment, another lightning bolt tore through the sky. When the light went out, the buffalo was gone. It had vanished, leaving only dark footprints, heading straight towards where Hung was standing. Hung panicked and ran into the house, slamming the door. His heart was pounding like it was about to burst. That night, when the house was quiet, Hung lay in bed, unable to sleep. The wind blew through the crack in the door, chilling his spine. Suddenly, crack, crack. The sound of animal hooves echoed from under the bed. At first it was soft, then it grew louder. Hung sat up. Mother? Wife? Who is it?" No one answered. Suddenly there was a long, choked, low mooing sound, like the sound of a buffalo being cut. Hung felt a chill down his spine. He trembled as he got down, knelt down, and looked under the bed. And he almost fell backwards. Under the bed was a buffalo eye, big, round, red, wide open, staring straight at him. Just one eye, no body, just one eye staring at him without blinking. Hung screamed, fell back, and hit the cupboard hard. Wife ran in. "Hung, what's wrong with you?" Hung pointed under the bed, his hands shaking. Under there, the buffalo. Its eye." His wife looked down. "What's wrong? Just dust," Hung gasped. Under the bed nothing, no eyes, no traces, no footsteps. But the sound of the cows mooing still echoed somewhere in his head. From that day on, Hung became weaker and weaker. His head ached as if being hit by a hammer. His eyes were always red. His right hand, the one holding the knife, gradually stiffened, unable to straighten. When he tried to hold the knife, his fingers twitched as if someone was pulling a string. The villagers whispered, "Hung is about to be caught by Karma." Hung's mother cried, her eyes red, and pulled him to the altar. "Kneel down and repent. Your karma has followed you home." But Hung pushed her away, his eyes red. "I'm not afraid. Just kill a few more and it'll be over." That sentence was like a slap to the heavens and earth. But Karma really started to strangle him. Customers came to buy meat and complained that the meat had a strange smell. Employees were panicking and repeatedly quitting their jobs because they heard screams in the night. Villagers spread rumors that the slaughterhouse was haunted by a buffalo ghost. People avoided Hung like the plague. Within a week, his slaughterhouse went bankrupt. He lost all his income. Hung was so angry that he cursed the heavens and the earth. But the worst was yet to come. That night, Hung sat alone by the door, the bitter taste of wine in his mouth. The oil lamp cast a long shadow on the wall. But when he moved, the shadow on the wall was not a human shadow. The shadow had 4 legs, big head, 2 curved horns, and eyes that were red as fire, the shadow of a buffalo. Hung stared, his whole body numb. The buffalo shadow slowly turned its head towards him. Then it opened its mouth and let out a long dark roar like from hell. Moo! The whole house was dark. Hung fell to the floor, his mouth unable to form words. Karma did not just follow him. Karma entered his shadow. After the buffalo shadow incident on the wall, Hung was like a lost soul, unsteady on his feet. Eyes always wide open, as if afraid of something invisible. The right hand holding the knife was completely cramped. His wife was 7 months pregnant, emaciated with fear. Every night she sat on the edge of the bed, holding her stomach, her hands shaking. "Honey, there's a pig crying in the house. Can you hear it?" Hung didn't answer. He knew she was right. But the more he admitted it, the more he felt like he was surrounded by the souls of those who had died under the knife. One night of light rain, the whole house fell into silence. Suddenly, slap! The sound of buffalo hooves scratching against the wall rang out. The wife held her stomach, sobbing. "Honey, the baby in my belly is kicking so hard. I'm so scared." Hung gritted his teeth. "Shut up. There's nothing." But then, grook, grook, snow, snow. The muffled sound of a buffalo bellowing echoed from behind the wall. Crying, screaming, the sound of blood-choked breathing. It was intense, painful, like hundreds of trapped souls. The wife clutched her stomach and screamed, "Honey, it's coming closer." The walls of the house began to shake slightly, dust falling to the floor as if something was pounding from inside. Hung could only cower. Too scared, the next day Hung followed his mother to the temple. The monk sat and looked at him for a long time. His eyes were not angry, not afraid, just extremely pity. The monk spoke slowly. "Karma does not strike immediately. Karma waits for you to repeat your mistake. The more you kill, the stronger the karma becomes. Now it is not just your karma, but that karma has attached itself to your wife. An unborn being is also dragged into it." Hung's mother burst into tears and knelt down to beg. "Master, please save my son. He will change. He will quit his job." The monk shook his head. No one can save a stubborn person. He must put down the knife himself. If he does evil again tonight, karma will befall him without leaving anyone behind. The monk's words were like a bell signaling disaster. That afternoon, a villager brought a skinny cow and said urgently, "Brother Hung, my family has run out of rice. I want to sell this cow. Please buy it for me. It's cheap, very cheap." The cow was skinny. Its hair was patchy, and there was a long white streak on its forehead. But its eyes were the same eyes as the buffalo that had looked at Hung under the lightning that night. Hung's mother pulled her son's shirt. Don't kill anymore. The teacher has already said it clearly." The wife also held her stomach, tears streaming down her face. "Honey, I'm so scared. Our child is about to be born. Don't bring karma home anymore." But Hung, blinded by his own evil and stubbornness, gritted his teeth and said, "A skinny cow can scare me? I'll kill it today, to see what karma dares to come." Hung led the cow into the old ruined slaughterhouse. The slaughterhouse was as silent as a grave. No tools, no light, only the sound of raindrops dripping from the broken tin roof. The cow stood in the middle of the room, not trembling, not afraid, just looking at Hung with eyes, knowing death. Hung sharpened the knife on the stone. Kang! The sound echoed like a choked cry. He stepped closer. his hands shaking but still trying to grip the knife handle. And the moment he raised the knife, bam, imam, the entire slaughterhouse shook violently. The corrugated iron roof shook violently. The ground cracked slightly underfoot. The old meat hooks on the ceiling swung wildly. The cow suddenly raised its head and let out a long roar. A roar that no longer sounded like a worldly one. It was like the sound of 100 souls in pain combined. The knife in Hung's hand fell to the ground, embedded in the ground. Hung ran back, his face pale, panting. But as soon as he reached the door, his wife was lying on the floor, holding her stomach, screaming, "Brother, the baby in my belly. It's kicking so hard, it hurts so much." Hung knelt down in fear, his trembling hands placed on his wife's stomach. Bam! A very strong kick from inside, and the moment his hand touched it, he clearly felt it wasn't the kick of a child, but the butt of an animal. The thrust was strong and decisive, as if it wanted to go out. Hung fell backwards, stammering, "Oh my God. It followed me too. It followed my child too." His wife's belly bulged out in a long line, just like a cow's head trying to get out, just for a moment, and then disappearing. Hung knelt on the floor, sobbing. "My son, what did I do to deserve this?" Karma no longer just hit him. Karma had taken hold of his blood vessels. Hung's wife had a severe stomachache. Her screams echoed throughout the dark house. "Brother, save me, it hurts." Hung picked up his wife, intending to run to the infirmary. But when he opened the door, the wind blew in coldly. The fog was as thick as the smoke from a slaughterhouse. The sky was pitch black. The moon had disappeared. In front of the house, four-legged shadows flickered back and forth. Hung was paralyzed with fear. No, it can't be. Those shadows were the shapes of buffalo, cows, pigs, goats, the animals that had died under his knife. All were silent, just standing there watching, not moving. As if they were watching him, waiting for him to come out. The wife held her stomach, sobbing, "Honey, I'm scared." Hung gritted his teeth and pulled the door shut. The house immediately fell into darkness. There was only the sound of heavy breathing and the painful moans of the woman about to give birth. His wife writhed on the bed. Her belly heaved in waves like something was pounding inside. Thump, thump. Each pounding made the mattress shake. Hung panicked and placed his hand on his wife's belly. The feeling below wasn't labor, but an animal was running around inside her belly. She screamed, It's scratching inside me. Honey, do something." And then, moo-oo. A muffled cow mooing came from inside his wife's stomach. Hung took a few steps back, his face pale. "Oh my God, it's in my child. I killed so many, and it took my firstborn child." Unable to wait any longer, Hung trembled as he delivered his wife. The sound of the rain pouring down outside sounded like someone was crying. The windows shook violently. The oil lamp flickered as if it was about to go out. His wife screamed, "Honey, it's out. Save my child." Hung bent down. But what he saw was not the head of his child. It was a smooth black piece of leather, long like a cow's ear. Hung panicked and backed away. "No, it can't be. My child, my child." His wife's belly jerked. A small hand reached out, but immediately slid to the side as if something was pulling it back inside. Hung saw clearly. The shadow of a cow was pressing against his wife's back. Two sharp horns were stuck into the womb, pulling the child back. The wife screamed, tearing the rainy night apart. Blood gushed out. She fell down, her eyes wide open. The child couldn't come out. The cow's roaring from inside the belly suddenly stopped. Then silence. The house fell into a dark, heavy void. Hung hugged his wife's body, crying, "Don't, oh God, forgive me. I was wrong. I was wrong." But outside the window, The shadows of buffaloes and cows stood silently watching, without any mercy. The cold wind rushed in. The shadows turned and entered the house. The door swung open, though no one had touched it. Hung shivered, the old scalpel lying at his feet. He was pushed into a corner of the house. The shadows of each animal entered. No sound, no breath. But each shadow fell to the floor, as if it were real. Heavy, resentful. Hung cried silently, "Please, please spare me." A shadow of the biggest buffalo stepped forward. Its eyes were red with fire. Its horns were long and curved. It lowered its head and butted straight into Hung's shadow on the wall. Immediately, Hung fell down, his neck broken, black blood flowing from his mouth. No one touched him, but his shadow was crushed and his body was also shattered. Jeep did not need to use human hands. Jeep used his own shadow to finish him off. The next morning, the villagers saw Hung's wife lying dead on the bed. Hung died kneeling, his head bowed to the ground. The house was full of buffalo hoof prints on the walls and the ground. There were no footprints of anyone else. No one could explain. Only Hung's mother sat there crying until she was exhausted. You killed too many, so one day he will have to pay with all the most precious things. From then on, the slaughterhouse was abandoned. No one dared to go near the house. People in the area taught each other, killing is too heavy, karma will not spare anyone. Do evil, don't think you can escape. Karma comes slowly, only for the most painful day. Asterisk, asterisk. If this story touches you, if you believe that karma always has eyes, don't forget to leave a like and a subscribe to give me more motivation to continue telling thoughtful life stories. Each of your subscriptions is another companion with me on the journey of telling profound karma lessons. See you in the next stories. Thank you for watching to the end. Asterisk, asterisk.